Saundari Lahiri. This is a very elaborate and very deep subject which we are discussing. Now, as you know, the authorship of the Saundari Lahiri is attributed to Adi Shankaracharya, Bhagavad Pad. And what I want you to note is that in this country, two things have always gone side by side. Somebody who has written the highest writings on Advaita Vedanta, the subtleties of Advaita Vedanta. At the same time, he is the same person who has given us the how to do the puja of the six gods. You know that. Tell me.
Ganesha.
Normally. Ganesh. Subramanya, Shiva, Shakti, Vishnu.
Surya.
So, while he talks about Brahma Satyam and Jagat Mithya, when you look at it from the relative point of the Jagat, there are various things which are to be done before one approaches to that. So, first he is also a practitioner of Saguna Brahman. Saguna as manifested in these gods, which is the pujas performed everywhere now. Plus, wherever he went, he set up temples for deities while he was preaching the highest Vedantic teaching. So, these two are combined in this great person. This is one thing we have to note, that even though you talk about the abstract, everybody cannot jump into the abstract straight away. So there are different approaches, and Shankara, knowing it quite well, Bhagavad Pad has actually fixed these things properly. We also know that he wrote the Bhaja Govindam. Although people say no, somebody else wrote it. He is quite capable of doing that. So, not only has he talked about Vedanta, in Bhaja Govindam and in Saundari Lahiri, there is a lot of stress on bhakti, feeling, heart, not just the brain. That's one part of it. As far as Saundari Lahiri is concerned, you have 100 slokas in the Saundari Lahiri. The best commentators who have commented upon the Saundari Lahiri are, one is Lakshmidhara, and the other is Bhaskara Raya. These two people. Now, Saundari Lahiri has 100 slokas, of which the first 41 is called the Ananda Lahiri. Now, this first 41 is about the experience of the Kundalini inside and the chakras. And the last 59 slokas are about the beauty of the goddess and descriptions and all these things. Now, the concept of God, therefore, Saundari Lahiri may be classified as Shakta literature, because in the Tantra Shastra, Adi Shankara was well into Tantra Shastra, because first of all he came from a Nambudiri family of which his ancestors were very much into the Tantras. So, now Tantra is a very misunderstood word. There is mantra, there is yantra, and there is Tantra. Three things are there in this field. Now it's a very misunderstood word. When you say Tantra, immediately people think something to do with dead bodies in the smashanams or something like, or they think people are having orgies. This is not Tantra. See, the thing is, in Tantra is divided into three approaches depending upon the aspirant. The lowest form of Tantra practice is meant for what you call the Pashu. Means those who are still like animals. You cannot explain anything great to them. They will have to approach it only through the animal way. The second one is called Virya, the heroic aspect. Now that is very difficult to practice, because it can cause various damages if your ego grows and becomes surplus and you cannot hold it. Then there is the Shanta aspect, which is the last aspect, which is the most important as far as Samaya Marga is concerned. Now, therefore, the practice of Tantra is split into Samaya Marga and Kaula Marga. It's also called Samaya Marga and Vamachara. Two. Adi Shankara had studied both these, there is no question, although he stressed the Samaya Marga more than the Vamachara. In fact, wherever Vamacharins practiced, he used to go and persuade them to come to Samaya Marga. It is in this Vamachara that the Panchamakaras are prescribed. Panchamakaras meaning Tantra works on the principle Bhogo Yogayate. That means yoga through bhoga, which again people misunderstand as orgies, which is not true. There are two meanings to it. One is an ordinary person will not rise above his sensations unless he has experienced them and found them to be stupid. So it is meant to discard it, to be discarded after a while. One. Second, even in the highest level of Samaya Marga, Ananda, Saundarya, Ananda Lahiri is itself an enjoyment. So it's an internal enjoyment, it's nothing to do with outer enjoyment. So these are the two margas. Lakshmi Dhara basically is a pure Samaya Margin who always tries to put down Vamachara. But Bhaskara Raya, when he translates, he gives some importance also to Vamachara, keeping in mind that it is meant for ordinary people, from there they have to rise up. So, now what Adi Shankara has done is in Saundarya Lahiri, as I said, the 40 verses are a celebration of the movement of Shakti and Shiva. Also, as the Saundarya Lahiri goes, there is internal meditation and there is outward meditation. Now for outward meditation and internal meditation, both in Saundarya Lahiri, the Devata is Mahatripura Sundari. Because among the Dasha Mahavidyas, Raja Rajeshwari, Mahatripura Sundari is very important, and also a Shanta Devata. And like one of the Dasha Mahavidyas is Bhadrakali, or Smashanatara, or Bagalamukhi, Chinnamasta. These are all Dasha Mahavidyas. But among them, the most important for Samaya Margins, who don't want to get into all that blood flowing and this and that, is Mahatripura Sundari, Raja Rajeshwari. You can call her Kamakshi also if you like. Kama Akshi, that means eyes of desire. Now, therefore, Adi Shankara, who was well versed in all these matters, has described it. First part is about the chakras, and now for this we have to real meaning of Saundarya Lahiri. Chanting is one thing, understanding is another thing. Now he has built in the chanting in such a way that as you chant the Saundarya Lahiri, the main mantra used in Samaya Marga for the worship of Mahatripura Sundari is Panchadashakshari and then Shodashakshari. The 15 letter, 15 Bijakshara mantra, and this later on the 16 Bijakshara mantra. This is the mantra used. Now that mantra cannot be, it's called Shri Vidya. Now this Sri Vidya cannot be openly given to somebody. Shankaracharya has very nicely built it into the Saundarya Lahiri, so that when you chant the Saundarya Lahiri, the Bijaksharas are automatically coming somewhere. This much only we can say. So that without knowing you are still chanting the Bijas, unless you are initiated into Sri Vidya. Competent initiators are few in number, so we cannot say that. I am just saying this. Now that is the mantra. The Devata is Mahatripura Sundari, who is very beautifully described in Saundarya Lahiri itself. In the verse 7 or so, Konatkanchi Dama Karikalabha Kumbhastananata Parikshina Madhye Parinata Sarakchandra Vadanam Dhanurbanan Pasham Srinamabi Dadhana Karatalai Purastadastam Napuramadidur Aho Purushika. That Aho Purushika means here comes the Purushika. Here comes the Devi. That's Aho. Like in Ahovila Mat, Ahovila means here comes the cat, which Narsimha. So, Aho is an expression, exclamation mark is put there. Suddenly you see. So she is described here. So she is the Devi. Konat Kanchi Dama, with all the jingling anklets and so on. Karikalabha Kumbhastananata. Now in tantric language, Adi Shankara, even being a sannyasin, has described Karikalabha Kumbhas, describing her bosoms like the top heads of a black elephant. Parikshina Madhye, whose middle is so thin. Nowadays these models also don't have such a thin lens. Parikshina Madhye Parinata Sarachandra Vadanam, whose face is like the beautiful moon. And then the bow and arrow and that. And the Ankusha, which is to poke and goad people on to move towards the spiritual path, is described. So this is the Devta. Mantra is Sri Vidya. Now there has to be an yantra, because it is through yantra that one enters into the higher. Now for external worship of the yantra, the Sri Chakra yantra is used. In fact, Saundarya Lahari in fact describes how to make the Sri Chakra also, and not in the precise geometrical manner, but what it is. Now this Sri Chakra or Sri Yantra, as it is called, is a very complex combination of so many things, which is put in graphic form. Instead of worshipping the Devi as Sri Vidya, those who do external worship in Samaya Marga as well as the Vamachara, they worship the Sri Chakra. But between the Vamacharyans and Samaya Marga, there is small difference in the Sri Chakra. Now, Sri Chakra basically contains an outer wall, like in a temple, with 4 entrances either side. Then you have a circle of lotuses around. Then there is an inner circle of lotuses. Now the central part of the Sri Yantra, now it's called Sri Yantra because here Sri means Srimati. There are 9 triangles superimposed on each other, of which 4 triangles are up and 5 triangles are down. In both Samaya Marga as well as Vamachara, triangles 4 up and 5 down. Now all the 4 up triangles are Shivas and the down triangles are all Shaktis. And in the middle there is a small triangle which is formed. In the middle of that, at the bottom of that, there is a small dot which is called the Bindu. Now the Vamacharyans worship that triangle with a Bindu at the top, in the center. Samaya Margins put it at the bottom. That's the only difference. I can show you a nice picture. I brought one to show you. Now this is the Samaya Margins. This is the Vamacharyans Sri Chakra. It's called Samhara Chakra. Chakra that does Samhara. So here the Bindu is in the middle of the triangle, if you see carefully. Okay. Now this is the Samaya Margins. Here the Bindu comes below the triangle here. Now basically, if you go from bottom to top, many places the Sri Yantra is built 3-dimensionally. It's called Meru Yantra. So it's from the Bindu, the dot, that everything comes. You see, even if you want to draw a line is a collection of small Bindus. The first linear expansion from the dot is Bindu. So that dot is the seed of everything that comes. Spanda, the sound, everything comes from there. Nada comes from there. So that in that Bindu, the Nada, first Nada that comes is called Shiva. Now we are talking from a Shakta point of view. Actually both are dependent on each other and both are same, which the first stanza itself reveals. Shiva Shaktya Yukto Iti. Now, but it's good to start with, when you go to a house, whom do you please first? If the woman says everything is fine, the man is fine. So you enter through Shakti. So that Shakti is the Bindu, because it is in the women, the other aspect which has alankaras, which has artistic expressions, which has all these things. So Bindu is the small dot from which everything, the whole universe has come about. From there it is into different tattvas and finally comes to the square with 4 entrances, which is Prithvi Tattva, the solid earth. Therefore, the ascent to Bindu is from here upwards. Now, according to the Saundarya Lahiri, which is of course a Tantra literature, each chakra is described through which the man's consciousness, human being's consciousness, has to be raised. And as it is raised and when it reaches the Bindu, therefore, in the internal worship, what you call worshipping in Dahara Akasha, inside your heart as the Sri Yantra, then the Bindu is the ultimate, which is the Shivam, which is in the Sahasrara Chakra. When Shakti has risen through all these and meets with Shiva there, that is called, according to them, Samadhi. And the Sri Vidya mantra helps to take it step by step on to that. Now there are rules and regulations to be followed, all these are there. You cannot simply do that. So Saundarya Lahiri does not explicitly give you the mantra of Sri Vidya, nor does it give you complete directions on how to make a yantra and so on, but it gives descriptions which, when you learn from a teacher, you go into the other aspects first, which cannot be put in. Apart from the fact that it is a beautiful poem with so much feeling in it, extolling the Devi basically, and saying how Devi and Shiva finally combine together for the yogi in the Sahasrara Chakra, and the bliss of that is the Ananda Lahiri. Now, while these 5 triangles down and 4 triangles up are superimposed, it goes to form 43 small triangles. Now, why triangles? Because a triangle is the first geometrical figure with the minimum number of lines which is complete. You can have 2 straight lines, but there is no filling, there is no completion. When you have a triangle, square has one more. So when you have a triangle, that is the simplest figure. Then it's also the shape of a prism. It also means, when we say 3-dimensional, it means that. And when we say as it is so below, it means it is, everything is in a basically a triangular construction before it becomes 4, 5, 6 and so on sides. If you see the prism, the triangular prism, the white light coming from the Bindu enters into it and comes out as the 7-colored spectrum. Now, the triangle also represents the energy point, because inside that triangle is the Bindu. Now, in ordinary human beings, normal human beings, the reproductive organ is a triangle. Why the family planning also has a red triangle? I don't know who invented it. And in the middle of it is the Bindu, meaning it is the womb from which the next being is created. So it's all interlinked. The Shastra is like that, the Tantra Shastra. So this is what it is all about.